What's good, Pugilism Planet? We got to talk some boxing. We got to talk some boxing. After seeing that promo with Fury and Usyk, you know what it is. Just had to go live with my peeps. Am I facing the right way or just what? I'm always getting it wrong. 1 minute is vertical, the next is horizontal. I'll get it situated. Let's see. Think I got it wrong. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It was my words. Sorry, y'all, trying to get this thing together. So what's good, y'all? We got to talk some boxing, man. I'm I'm ready to get off Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, man. I'm ready to get off that. So it looks like I got it right. It's like when I turn it vertical, it's horizontal. When I got it horizontal, then it's vertical. So looks like we got it situated. Marlon Cozy says, "Big homie Jay Roos, I'm just passing through at work, but want to show some love this morning. Hey, man, appreciate you, man. Shout out to the West Coast. Marlon Cozy in the building, man. Much love and respect to you, man. I appreciate that. Tyrone Smith, salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate y'all taking time from your busy day to check me out. Much love to all y'all. Much love. Just want to talk some Fury Usyk. Let's see. Talk Deontay Wilder talking about he'll stop Joshua in 4 rounds. We got Martin Bacoli. We got Zhang. It's a lot going on, man. I'm kind of tired of the whole Tyson Fury, Jake Paul debacle. That was one to forget right there. It definitely didn't live up to the hype. The undercard did with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, but the main thing, nah. What's up, man? What's up to you, Fizz? Thanks for coming through, man. Just chilling. Just chilling, man. Tyrone Smith says Wilder will go to his grave obsessed with AJ. Ain't that a shame? Ain't that a shame that all he had to do was fight the man when he was offered 100 million, and like I always say about Wilder, he likes to do is talking about AJ when AJ's not in the vicinity. The minute AJ's in the room, he smiles and Hallmark cards. The minute AJ's away, then yeah, man, he's scared of me. And it's like, man, stop. Fear says that Usyk Fury promo was insane. I thought that was hilarious, wasn't it? It kind of shows how you can get in a fighter's head. Fury's in his head, I'm sure, to an extent, even though Usyk won and Usyk's in Fury's head. That was a very creative promo, man. Got a little creepy, like I said, towards the end, but you know, other than that, I thought it was pretty funny, man. And like I was saying in my previous video, kind of shows how you don't have to go to acting school. They did a great job. No acting school. Beef jerky. Oh yeah, man. Fizz, when John Fury headbutted Tyson, that was hilarious, man. John Fury had to be a good sport to agree to that. Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. In fact, I took part of that for my thumbnail on the video I did. Yeah, that was John Fury, man. That's one of the things I like about boxing. You have all these different characters. I am few. I am very few. I don't know who to pick for this fight. I really don't, because I think Tyson Fury coming in heavy presents a whole lot of problems for Usyk, especially if he keeps catching him with that uppercut like he did in the first fight. Fizz says, I think Fury will knock him out in round 8. Whoa, bold prediction from Fizz. Dropping the biz. Wow. Round 8, huh? When a man's that heavy, it definitely can happen. Fury is a big dude, and he can punch. He can punch, as Deontay Wilder found out, as Dillian White found out as well. Fury can punch, and if he's in the around 270 ish, he can hurt Usyk. So the thing that makes it so difficult to beat Usyk is that he adapts so well to whatever he's facing. He recovers really well, and even if you got him wobbled or you hit him with a body shot, he's gonna. It's like he finds a way to beat you. He makes you work when you don't want to work. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz and more says, salute Mr. J. Roo. Salute to Bruce Gas. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for coming through. Everybody go subscribe to my dude Bruce Gas. He be having trivia and about different decade or eras in boxing, and he knows his stuff. So go subscribe to my dude Bruce Gas, y'all. Fizz says his uppercuts are deadly, man. His uppercuts, man. His uppercuts, man, they are nice, nice, and he's got such long arms too. That's what makes it even more impressive when you see a guy with such long arms that can throw a good uppercut. I know for a fact Usyk was trembling in his boots when he got caught with that uppercut. Yeah, shout out to my dude Kurt KD from Counterpunch Boxing News. He was showing how Usyk was saying before he admitted that he got hurt, and then later, when they had the face off, he's like, "Nah, I was okay. I was okay." But it's like that's why you gotta remember what you say. I know when I used to watch Lennox Lewis do interviews, he would almost say the same thing on every interview, so you really couldn't catch him, saying something contradicting what he previously said, because he kind of give you the same answer. You need to work on that, Usyk. Your boxing skills are very high, but maybe the interview skills could use a little work. But Fury's the one that's going to have to make more adjustments in this fight because he's the one that lost. I think he did that to get into Fury's head. Usyk is a master of mind games, man. A lot of people don't realize that. He's a master of mind games, and you're not just fighting him physically, you're fighting him spiritually, you're fighting his IQ, you're fighting his endurance. Uh, it's just a tough task, as everyone that's fought Usyk has found out. I mean, he's beaten Anthony Joshua twice. He beat a guy named Witherspoon, not Tim Witherspoon, but he beat him. He beat Chisora. He beat Daniel Dubois and beat Fury. If he beats Fury twice, he's got to be considered one of the best. Well, I already consider him one of the best heavyweights of all time, even if he doesn't beat Fury. I mean, just coming up from cruiserweight and accomplishing what he did, I mean, he's got to be in the conversation. It's just no way around it. No way around it at all. And since Martin Bacoli is saying that he roughed up Usyk in sparring, maybe he'll get a shot at Usyk, and we can see what he does under the lights. Fury was the best talker around. He got into everyone's heads, and a cruiserweight who doesn't talk can come up and get into his head like that. Yeah, it's I think I think what it is with Usyk, he seems to really not just study boxing, but I think he studies his opponent, and I think he looks into their eyes. He notices things about a fighter that they don't even know they're giving away. He looks for little minute details And then he applies that when he's in the ring, like, oh yeah, he looks nervous when I say this, or he looks uncomfortable when I mention that. So I'll make sure I throw that punch when I fight him just to keep him on his toes, so to speak. Thunder's Productions in the building. What's up to you, man? What's up to Thunder's Productions, man? Appreciate you coming through. He says, you think Dubois will KO Parker? I got Fury winning the rematch. Dubois can KO Parker. He can because Parker's been down a lot. He's been down a lot. And Dubois seems to be picking up steam. I've never seen Dubois so confident in my life. So, I mean, and to do to AJ what he did that no one else has done, he's got to be riding high. He stopped Big Baby Miller. No one's done that. Beat AJ in 5 rounds. Uh, beat Hergovich. So Dubois can KO Parker. If Parker almost has to fight a flawless fight to beat Daniel Dubois. Parker's confident too, though. He's confident too. Parker's no walk in the park for anybody, but yeah, Dubois can do it. And that's a fight where I would have to see how they look before they actually get in the ring before I say who wins. And you think KO? What'd you say? You think Fury will KO? Um, oh, you got Fury winning the rematch. Yeah, it could very well happen because Fury does not want to lose twice. He does great in rematches. Parker said he wants to put on weight, which he should not do. Yeah, Parker, I don't really think he does need to put on weight. You're going to kind of want to be able to move around when you fight a guy like Daniel Dubois. You don't want to be a stationary target because if you just stand there, Dubois will put hands on you. And for him to make AJ look like an ordinary fighter shows that Daniel Dubois went in there with, I didn't see any fear in him or nothing. He was just like all business. Parker is a 12-round fighter. He can't knock Dubois out. Only way I see him knocking Dubois out is if he catches him with a punch he doesn't see, like he catches him in between shots. Other than that, it would be hard for Parker to beat Dubois because he can punch, but he's not like a Bacoli or even an AJ or he doesn't really have that one hitter quitter, but he can give you problems and make you look bad if you let him. He hit Wilder with a lot of those. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, why is Wilder acting like he won the fight? Wasn't dude sticking up his hand at the end like he actually thought he won that? Like, come on, Wilder. Don't act punch drunk, Wilder. Come on now. Man, I was just around what area was that? I was in Atlanta, man. We was in this TKE building. Man, you could see the Brave Stadium, you could see Stone Mountain, you could see everything. And I'm not a heights guy, man. I've been watching this reality show called The Summit on Paramount Plus where they like doing dangerous stuff. I found out today there's no way I could be on that show. I am not a heights guy, man. We went up that elevator, I couldn't even look down. We were on the 27th floor and cars looked like ants. We were so high. I thought you had to be higher than that, but 27 floors, man. We might have gone higher, dude. We was up there, man. You could see everything. Very incredible view, but I'm just not a heights guy. So I know I would not be on a reality show like The Summit. I watch other people do it, but I ain't gonna do it. Fizz says, I used to be scared of heights, but I conquered my fears. Yeah, the guy I was talking to said he was worse than me. And he said he just made up his mind. And man, that elevator went up and down so fast, it was almost like a free fall. I just feel helpless when you're up high because it's like if something happens, there's nothing you could do, man. And then I watched the summit and they got these little safety cables and they already had a rope break on some. I'm like, how do you know if something is going to break or not? All this stuff is all these ropes are man-made and stuff. You thinking you're in a safety harness. Next thing you know, you taking A dive like Greg Louganis. You guys should check that show out though if you haven't. It's called The Summit on Paramount Plus. It's a reality show, but it'll hold your attention. I guarantee you that. Yeah, I used to think that the ropes or wires were gonna detach at any moment. That's what I'd be thinking. I'm like, how do you know this stuff is really safe, man? I mean, I know because I know they have you sign all kind of waivers before you go on a show like that, just in case. But nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. But had to come through and chop it up with y'all. We can talk about whatever you guys want. Boxing, movies, fights you want to see, fights you've seen. We can even go down to the lower divisions. But my speciality, as they say in the UK, would be the heavyweights, the big boys. Thunder's production says, can Bivol make adjustments to win the rematch? I believe he can because he's got that big amateur background. I mean, he's seen pretty much every style there is to see, and he can make adjustments. He just has to figure out the style of the guy he's fighting, and he has to realize that this guy is relentless, and he can't just go in there and think he's going to do to him what he does to everybody else. But Turbiev is a special fighter, and it's going to take a lot to beat this guy. So he might want to get some extra trainers in there and everything. So he can do it. It's going to be a tough task. A lot of people think he won the first fight. I thought the fight was. I was kind of let down when I saw the fight. I didn't think it was all that exciting from what I expected. If you hear any snoring, that's the wifey. She got off at 8 a.m. this morning. Little sound effects for the live stream. I believe that the Bivol we saw against Baturbia was 10 out of 10. Bivol and Baturbia was only about 6, 10. Oh, okay. Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I know what you mean, Fizz. Yeah, you meant to say sauce instead of say, yeah, I got you. Yeah, I mean, have you guys heard of a date for the rematch? Are they even talking about getting that rematch going? If so, I know it's scheduled for 2025 because I mean we're what in the last month of 2024. Happy to see this year go, man. Crazy year, crazy year. But Turbiev could make so much more adjustments. I don't know what Bivol can do different though. That's a good point. I heard it say, oh, in February. Oh, wow, okay. I heard February 22. Oh, okay. So that's not that far away. That's what, like 2 months from now, approximately. Wow. Wonder where it's gonna be this time. Might be the same location, huh? Prince Turkey, he's making these fights happen. He's making these fights happen. He's putting his money behind it. I heard he offered Mike Tyson, he what, 700, 800 million to knock out Jake Paul in round one, which proves that he didn't think that was a real fight either. Fury can finally say Happy New Year after the Usyk fight. I know, right? He can sing. Fury be singing too after these fights. that promo was so interesting. I had to go back and watch it again because it is a lot of details. There's a lot going on. I went back and watched it. I thought it was even funnier the second time I watched it because I was noticing things that I hadn't seen the first time. So I don't know who put it together, but they did their thing. Like I said, minus the creepy ending. Let's gotta have some creepy stuff, man. What's up with that? They saying that the February 22nd card will be the greatest card to ever exist. Man, yeah, I hope my dude Vlad Sarenko can get on there since he just signed with Frank Warren and Queensberry. Hope to see him and James on that card. Vlad Sarenko, undefeated heavyweight from the Ukraine. Nice guy, man. I FaceTime with him and Coach James the other day. I think they're on their way to Germany. Uh, Go follow Vlad Sarenko on IG, y'all. He's showing training footage and he's putting in the work. Nice guy, man. These Ukrainians are some of the nicest, humble, most humble people I've met. Usyk coming out for Fury's belly made me a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, yeah, that was kind of on the creepy side, wasn't it? Fury's like, ah. Yeah, I wasn't too fond of some of the other stuff I saw too, but overall it was well put together and very funny, very funny. But that shows that the Saudis really know how to market these fights, man. They really know how to get the interest. They probably bring in people that don't even like boxing just based off, that promo right there. And the wife is putting him down, ain't she? She like snoring hardcore. The Saudis really changing boxing for the better. Yeah, they are not playing around, man. They're making things exciting. They're making it theatrical. They're giving us the fights we want to see. They're giving us, good prices. I think one of the fights, or maybe two, was expensive, but other than that, the fights are, affordable. You're getting your money's worth. The Days of Reckoning, I think that was the one that started it all. But yeah, and some people think boxing is dead. I couldn't disagree more. I think boxing is bigger than ever. I think it's bigger than ever. Now maybe the fighter that they follow, maybe he fell off, so they're saying boxing is dead. But no, that's just one fighter. That's not the whole sport. Who would win, Zhang versus Kabayel? I think Kabayel. I think Kabayel's body attack would break Zhang down. Kabayel seems to be the dude that's beating up these world beaters, so to speak. I think he's too busy for Zhang too, because if you can get past like probably 5 rounds with Zhang, you got action. So I got Kabayel in that one. I think he's gonna show to be a problem to a lot of the guys that we see coming up. Fizz says especially the heavyweight division. Yeah, exactly. We're getting the fights we want to see. And Caballero Daniel Dubois would be an interesting fight too. That would be interesting because I like Caballero's body attack. Fizz says I think Caballero would absolutely destroy him to the body because Zhang's body must be fragile. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he if he goes to Zhang's body, and Zhang already fatigued, so if you go to his body, he's really gonna his punching output is gonna be pretty bad. Zhang's counter right is dangerous. Yeah, Zhang is one of the hardest punchers boxing has seen, man. I mean, when Zhang hits you, it's something you won't forget no time soon. Yeah, Zhang, and the thing too that's dangerous about Zhang is he takes a good punch. So I don't know if Caballero would stop Zhang, but I believe he would beat him, and might make him look bad too. But yeah, Zhang is not to be slept on by anybody. Even AJ who knocked him down in the amateurs, he can't ride off that wave no more. This is a new Zhang. He has to forget that, and He can think about it to build his own confidence, but he's got to go into this fight knowing this is a professional Zhang. This ain't the Olympic Zhang. Yeah, someone needs to check that body out to try to hurt him. I think that's Usyk's weak point too, as we saw a couple times before in Usyk's career. Attack Usyk's body. You got to. Fury told AJ to do that. So Fury needed to take his own advice when he fought Usyk and go more to his body. That's Usyk's weak point. At least it was. Now maybe he's corrected it. You know. And I've seen Usyk work on, taking medicine balls to the stomach and all kind of stuff, but I don't know. It's like when he's under the lights and you hit him in a certain spot, he doesn't react well to it all the time. So I think if you keep going to his body, Caballero might give him a problem because of that body attack. AJ hurt Usyk to the body, and Usyk said it was low to the ref. I guess that's what he does. Is like anytime he gets hurt, low, low. Was it really low, or did you just not like the blow? I guess he's low, meaning you can hit me up top, but do not hit me to the body. Yeah, them body punches can catch you off guard. You know, especially if you get hit to the ribs. Because you can't train your rib cage to take a punch. The ribs are kind of tender. You can't train your liver either. You get hit in the liver, that freezes up your body. So no amount of sit-ups can really help you there. You gotta have that mental and spiritual toughness. That's what carries a lot of these guys through the fights, is their spiritual and mental toughness. Emmanuel Broderick says, "Yo, what's up to you, Emmanuel? What's up to you, man? Thanks for coming through. Talking some Fury Usyk, the fight, the promo, possible fights, stuff like that. Fury needs to go to the body. Usyk will defend his body, and Fury can hit him with a monster uppercut." Excuse me. Yeah, Fury has to go to the body. It's imperative that he goes to Usyk's body. I mean, that's gonna slow down a lot of that movement too. Because if you let Usyk get in that rhythm, you might as well just call it a day. You gotta get him out of his comfort zone. What's up, man? I still got Usyk in the rematch. Hey, I got no problem with that, man. Usyk has already proven that he's a champion, a complete champion. He's got underrated punching power. He's always in shape. His cardio's out this world. So, hey, I'm still trying to decide, but I have a feeling the closer we get to fight night, I'm probably gonna go with Usyk again, unless I just see something that looks totally off. you know, if the odds are good, I may put money on Fury. Man, throat's dry. How much do you think you would put on Fury? Tyson Fury, man, what a name! It's like he was born to box with a name like Tyson Fury. Probably about 50. Oh, I got you. About 50. That's right. Yeah, man. Oh, shout out to my LA Chargers. I call them San Diego Chargers. They were here in Atlanta and won. I was gonna go to the game. I went to the game 2 years ago. Chargers beat them then too on the last play of the game, kicked the field goal and won. This time we won by a bigger stretch. We got like 4 interceptions off Kirk Cousins. So shout out to my San Diego slash LA Chargers. Kirk throwing 4 picks was insanity. Yeah, I was like, yes, yes. And then he getting paid like 100 some million. I'm like, man, not that I'm pocket watching, but goodness gracious. You pay a guy that much money, he throws 4 picks. Chargers didn't even play that good. Yeah, we didn't even score no offensive touch. We didn't even score on offense. It was all, and our defense was kind of shady too, other than them picks. Yeah, man. Khalil Mack didn't do much. Joey Bosa's didn't do much. So, but Derwin James did his thing. Did his thing. Where you from, Fizz? Since you know about the Chargers, where you from? I was thinking you were from the UK. Oh, you from Vegas? Oh man, I love Vegas. I ain't been out there since what 2000. I was there in 1997 for Payback or Playback with Lennox Lewis, Oliver McCall, Part Two. Most fun night I think I've ever had. Then I was there, like I said, around the year 2000. My buddies was playing a flag football game up there. We stayed at like near the top level of Hilton, and that's where the Lewis McCall 2 fight was. Y'all know Oliver McCall was still fighting? He just had a fight recently. The Atomic Bull. Jake Paul probably be giving him a call. I'll be copying my glorious Raiders. The Raiders. He said he said isn't Oliver McCall like 70? He's up there. He has to be ever part of 60 easily. Still fighting. I think he won too. I had McCall on my show. Oh, Bruce Gas. Hey, I'm gonna go check that out when I get off here. You had Oliver McCall on? Oh, he's 59, Bruce says. So I said he's ever part of 60. Correction, he's 59. Close, but not 60. So I'm going to have to go check that out. The Atomic Bull, Oliver McCall. I think he was known to have dropped Mike Tyson in sparring back in the days. Very tough guy from Chicago. Seemed like anybody from Chicago is tough. 59 is a bit young for Jake. I know it was Jake waiting for the AARP. Jake is something else. And if Mike hadn't pulled his punches, he probably would have floored Jake even then. He shouldn't have stuck to the script. Yeah, that fight was so disappointing. I was waiting and waiting for that fight. And then I went back and watched some interviews and I noticed some clues that it was going to be staged. I was like, why didn't I catch that? Well, it's like I did catch it. I noticed it, but it's like I was in denial. Mike Tyson could have knocked Jake out 100%. Absolutely. He could have knocked Jake out. I mean, how many times did he pull his punches? You see in training, he wasn't pulling his punches, but on the night of the fight, all of a sudden he would get close and be like, nah, I'm going to let you know I could have hurt you, but I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Mike talking bad about Legacy was also ahead. Yeah, I saw that with that little girl because I was like, oh, what now all of a sudden you don't care about Legacy? And yet he's big on Jack Johnson, even visits where Jack Johnson was buried. So if you don't care about Legacy, what's up with that? I disagree. It was Jake who could have knocked out Mike. It looks like that in the natural, Bruce, because I once said that. He says Mike is shot. When I first saw it, I was saying the same thing, like Jake was showing him mercy. But then when I just saw all the footage of Mike pulling his punches, I'm like, he could have really hurt Jake if he followed through. I've never seen Mike do that in his whole career. That let me know something was up. If you can land a punch, you get this close and then you pull back and Jake's face is wide open, no glove up, what'd you pull the punch for? So that was weird to me. He didn't so much pull them as he couldn't get them off. I don't know, man. I gotta respectfully disagree with you on that, Bruce, because he was real close to Jake's face at one point and just went like that. So I'm like, if you're like that close, you mean to tell me you can't at least touch his jaw? If it was a real fight, Jake wouldn't be up to knock Mike out. Yeah, that fight was so. Yeah, Bruce Gas. Yeah, man, that was a. They should give us all our money back for the buffering and the. Let me ask you this, Bruce. Do you think Katie Taylor is a dirty fighter? Because she was. I've seen some stuff on her head button and all that. Jake was right there in front of him. Yeah, he was, man. Authorities blocked that shot. Arthritis blocked that shot. Oh man. Fist says Jake was asking for it. But I didn't like Katie Taylor's headbutts. I saw her win a fight. I believe she headbutted somebody. They went to the scorecards and gave it to her. How you gonna foul somebody and then get awarded a victory based off a foul you committed? I saw a knockdown. They didn't rule it a knockdown. So for her to open up a gash like that on Amanda Serrano's face, it just looked deliberate when you looked at the replays. And that's never called for. I remember coming down hard on Daniel Dubois for talking about he would headbutt Joshua and do whatever it takes to win. I mean, come on, man. And then I forget the guy's name. I did a video on him, the guy that used to train uh, David Tua. He's talking about, oh, you know, that's part of the sport, and he was trying to condone it. Like, stop it, man. Without headbutts, Katie isn't. Yeah, man, them headbutts is lethal. I mean, you got gloves on your hands. There's no glove on your dome piece, and she's just coming in like this. And you know, a lot of fighters try to hide it by acting like they're trying to get on the inside. But I mean, come on, when it's repetitive like that, that's a shame. That's a shame. Somebody's gonna have to start holding her to the flame on that. Someone's gonna have to really. They're gonna have to bring in some better refs and judges and that know what they're looking at. She was helpless. She was scared. There was no way she would have won without it. Ain't that sad? Ain't that sad? Emmanuel Broderick says, I thought Serrano won. So did I. So did I. Um, I don't even know if we should get a third fight because I think it's going to be more of the same. Headbutt City. And probably the only way Serrano would win if she comes in with an NFL helmet because other than that, it's going to be. I bet Serrano had a migraine like you wouldn't believe the next day. Sad when fighters have to resort to that. You ain't got to look out for the 1-2. You got to look out for the 1-2-3. Man, man. They need to add a no headbutting rule in the contract. Yeah, and then watch Katie Taylor be like, "Oh man, I can't fight. I pulled a muscle." Yeah, okay, sure you did. Katie would come up with another dirty tactic. Wow, I can't stand dirty fighters. Like, I mean, as much as I liked Andrew Galata, he just had some type of he had some type of mental block where it's like if he wasn't winning or the fight wasn't going his way, he's gonna bite you. I saw him bite Samoan dude right here on the neck. He couldn't stop hitting Riddick Bowe. Um, it's like, man, Andrew Galata had all the talent in the world. He had reach, he had size, he had power. He just couldn't discipline himself to keep his punches above the waist if he felt he was in a little bit of trouble. And, you know, he panicked when he fought Mike Tyson and refused to even come back out there. So I think he would have anxiety attacks, and people don't realize how mentally tough you have to be to even enter the ring. And then you got a crowd, you got your family probably dependent on the money. You got all that pressure. You don't want to look stupid in front of the audience and in front of all the people watching around the world. So it's a lot of pressure. You got to really be mentally tough. And I don't think Andrew Galata could deal with a lot of that. It's like sometimes he could, and then sometimes he couldn't. But I used to kind of feel sorry for the guy. But boxing just it magnifies what you really are. I always say that if you're a coward, it shows you're cowardly. I mean, in a sense, because you still got to have heart, like I said, to get in the ring. But once them punches start coming at you, it exposes if you're going to fight, if you're going to run, if you're going to make excuses. It's the chamber of truth. It shows what you really are. It works a lot better than a polygraph. Works better than a lie detector. Get inside the ring if you want to know the truth about somebody. You see what they really are. You see if they're willing to cheat to get a victory or just work hard. Just, oh, I never saw Layla Ali do any headbutts or illegal activity. Christy Martin, I didn't see her do any illegal activity. What's your opinion on Shakur versus Floyd? I heard a little bit about that. Is that something that's seriously gonna happen? Because if so, we know no one's getting knocked out in that fight. That's guaranteed to go the distance. And yeah, I'm not really too interested in seeing Floyd. I like Shakur, very talented guy. It's confirmed. Are you serious? They're really gonna fight? So is this a real fight or an exhibition? Because I kind of had it with the exhibitions. I disagree with Michael Jai White. He was on he was on another platform and he was talking about that Mike Tyson should fight Holyfield and he'd pay and other people would pay to see them spar. I'm like nobody wants to see that. But I don't know what Michael Jai White was talking about. Maybe that'd be a good opponent for Jake Paul. Michael Jai White. No, not Floyd Mayweather. Floyd. Oh, I'm talking, man. I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather. Golly, y'all erase all that stuff I just said. Yeah, that's a good fight. Then that's a good fight. That's a good fight. That's kind of hard to pick too. Then I'm thinking Floyd Mayweather. Goodness gracious. I was like Floyd is fighting Shakur. I was like, wow. But that's a tough fight to pick, man. I don't know. I don't know on that one. I might go with Schofield. I might go with Floyd on that one. I would have to really break them down and study them more. He's still young and learning. Young and learning, yes, better than young and thinking you know everything. You gotta keep learning, no matter what age you are. Too, you gotta keep learning. Never feel like you know it all, because when you feel like you know it all, you're probably arrogant. Pride comes before a fall, as the scriptures say. Y'all make sure to hit that thumbs up for me if you can on your way in, on your way out. If you wish to donate to the J Roos Theory, the Cash App is $J Roos 33. Support your dude J Roos. You can follow me on Instagram at the J Roos Theory over there or Jonathan Roos 619. Fizz says that's real. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yeah. Yeah, feel free y'all to follow me on IG. if you're on there, you know. I prefer Instagram over Facebook. Facebook is like kind of whack. I never really did like Facebook. Too nosy. Fizz says, yeah, I sent the request. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to add you on there. I have to add you on there. So is Fizz on there too? Y'all, you can check out some of the interviews I've done on my platform, Boxing on the Edge. I was on a platform called Dusty Vision TV out of the West Coast. He interviews a lot of rappers. He just interviewed Young MC. You remember Bust a Move? I was on Dusty Vision TV. Just type in Dusty Vision TV. J. Roos Theory interviewed Tim Witherspoon, James Bashir, um, Vlad Sarenko. Yeah, my old account got banned for some reason. I had to make a new one. Okay, I got you. Okay, I'll look out for you. Yeah, I'll look out for you. Yeah, I'll accept that request. But yeah, I interviewed Vlad Sarenko over on with Andrew Tucker over there. Shout out to Andrew Tucker World. We interviewed Vlad Sarenko. Just interviewed Jet Blackwell. I'll probably be having him on real soon. This one of the sparring partners that got Mike Tyson ready for Roy Jones and Jake Paul. Real interesting guy out of California. So yeah, I want to get Richard Torres Jr. on the show too. They've sparred together a lot. You know, they're homies. Like to get them on. They are from a part of California I used to go visit relatives at. So to Larry and all that, and areas like that. So Fresno, I got relatives there, Fresno, California. So shout out to them dudes, man. Oh man, Bill Haney interview, man. Bill Haney would not like me, man. I mean, and that dude's funny, man. He got a mouthpiece on him, man. That interview would go left real quick, cause that dude is funny, man. I give him that. He's funny. When he was going at it with Adrian Broner and told him, what do he say? Let's put up 25,000 every 10 minutes and see who goes broke first. Man, I lost. Man, I laughed so hard. I was like, them kind of dudes, you almost just have to throw up the white flag, like, hey, you got me, man, because that dude is quick, he's witty, and Adrian Broner, I don't even think I think he knew he had met his match. Bill Haney, he got a mouthpiece on him, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get him on. I've been pretty harsh on him and his son though. I've been pretty hard on them because I didn't agree with Devin sitting up there trying to sue Ryan Garcia. It's like, man, that's not the warrior spirit, man. Like you try to get him in the ring for payback, not trying to sue you for battery. What kind of stuff is that? That's not in the warrior handbook. Now, if you're taking them to court to get them in the ring, that's different. Like Lennox Lewis had to do Hassan Rockman, that's totally different. Yeah, you could talk to him out of suing and actually fighting. Yeah, yeah. I don't think Devin Haney's gonna ever be the same after that beating. That was a beating, and I honestly never believed Ryan Garcia was on anything because the results came out way after the fact, and there's a lot of shady people involved with these drug tests. So I don't think Ryan Garcia was on anything. I really don't. But it can, I don't want to get into it, but yeah. Yeah, that beating was not a steroid beating. I'll just leave it at that. thoughts on Tank Roach? You mean Tank Davis is working with Freddie Roach? Is that what you mean? Oh, Lamont. I don't even know who Lamont Roach is, man. Yeah, I don't even know. Look at all these roaches. You ever heard that song from the 80s? Yeah, I don't even know who Lamont Roach is, man. Whoever he is, I'm sure Tank will win because Tank got some hammers, man. I know people say he selects his opponents carefully, but hey, man, whatever he's doing, he can punch. Laugh out loud. I didn't even know who he was too until Tank decided to fight him. Yeah, I'm like Lamont Roach. Yeah, I don't know, man. He might want to bring some Raid or Black Flag to the ring to spray Roach. I don't know, man. I ain't never heard of dude. Heard of Lamont Sanford and Son, but I ain't heard of Lamont Roach. But yeah, I talked to Demond Wilson, who played Lamont on I talked to him on Facebook. Very interesting guy. Go check out his interviews on Comedy Hype. You will not be disappointed. Laugh out loud. Oh yeah, I'm reading the same comment. Yeah, man. Yes, indeedy. Off topic, but Kendrick Lamar isn't. He's just not what people. I know it has nothing to do with boxing. It just came to mind. Kendrick Lamar is so overrated. I just get upset. People just like, oh man, Kendrick. Oh, They Not Like Us was garbage. All this Drake disses was garbage. I'm not a Drake guy either, but Kendrick is just not. He's not true representation of the West Coast to me. I don't care who says, "Oh, Kendrick." Nah. Overrated. 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 Rappers like the game would literally destroy Kendrick Lamar in a battle, bar for bar. I've never really heard Kendrick say a line where I'm like, "Oh shoot, whoa." Not Like Us was absolutely atrocious. His recent album was. I thought Kendrick's beats on the album that he just put out. I thought it was better quality beats on there because I never really liked the sound of his music, but it was and he seemed to be a little bit more lyrical, but he never has a line like where you're just like, oh shoot, and I don't like his voice. I don't like his delivery. He sounds like he's playing around. He does these switch up voices. He just seems like a weird dude, like an abstract dude. Oh my goodness. I'm like, dude, why do you guys like this dude? When I play Tupac and then play Kendrick, like when Kendrick will use a Tupac beat, like, dude, you can't even compare the two. It's like apples and oranges, man. Tupac was Tupac was special, man. There will never be, dude. The way, man. When I hear Tupac, I'm like, this dude was different, man. He's just different. Nobody likes Drake. That's why every single person was on K Dot bandwagon, on the K Dot bandwagon. Yeah, Drake and all that singing. I was like, and it sounds like it's all over the place too. It's like there's no pattern to it. It's like he's just making it up as he goes. Like you don't even need to write that down. You just go in the booth and start freestyling your album. I'm like, I just grew up in an age where you had to really put production into your songs. It costed. Now you can make a beat on your phone, and most of these songs sound like they made it on their phones. I'm gonna just say what it is. I'm not no bandwagon hopper. I'm not gonna say Kendrick is good just because everybody else is saying it. Bon Scott in the building. A Drake is a male duck, appropriate for a boxing channel. Laugh out loud. Drake is a male duck. I never knew that. Bon Scott is dropping knowledge on everybody. Dropping some education, education, man. Seeing, I just don't get the younger generation's taste in music. I just listen to it like, man, this is just bad. Drake suing wasn't right. Yeah, what's up with that, man? It's a lot going on with Drake's career right now, man. It's a lot going on. If somebody came at me lyrically, because I've been rapping since I was a child. That's one of my specialties is diss songs. Somebody came at me with a hard rap, I'm just picking up the pen. I'm old school. I write. I don't do it on my phone. I write it out. I come up with stuff quick too. I would just get in the booth. Changes was one of the best. Changes. You talking about Pac? Drake's the boxing Devin. Man, that's a good comparison, Fizz. You said Drake is the boxing's Devin Haney. That's a good one, man. Yeah, Bon Scott Pac, yeah, man. Man, when I played a song from Tupac and this dude singing named Bo Rock from Long Beach called You Can Be Touched, dude, that is one of the hardest songs I ever heard in my life. It's called You Can Be Touched, and listen to the version that says original, not the Outlaws version. There's a version on the Outlaws album, then there's a version with Tupac called the OG version called You Can Be Touched. Man, Tupac was different, man. He just the way he could ride the beat. Laugh out loud. That's what Showbiz said all about Drake. Showbiz is hilarious, man. Shout out to Showbiz. He's, Showbiz said that Drake was the boxing. Said he was boxing's Devin Haney, like nobody likes him. No. Oh, man. We ought to have a get together. Like all of us should just like go hang out in Vegas. Me, Showbiz, Kurt, Boxing Wave, Andrew Tucker, Boxing on the Edge. We should all just go hang. 101 sports predictions. We should all just DT3 the Boom Man. Shout out to my dude Chris Jones from Pump Chasers. Do you like British drill? Yeah, I don't like no drill music, man. I just don't. The difference in quality from the 80s and 90s to now is almost mind blowing when you listen to it. I just don't understand it. It's like this new music ain't even hip hop no more. It's some little weird creation, like just meant to control the masses. It is just not good. It's like zombie music. It's like Ice Cube had a line in one of his new songs. I didn't really think the album was any good, but he had one song called Not Like Them. And Cube says, smartphones lead to dumb domes. That's deep. Smartphones lead to dumb domes. Or it was either smartphones. I think he said smartphones make dumb domes. So I was like, wow, that's a bar. Them old man still listen to the Beastie Boys. That album, man, with that Paul Revere, man, that album, man, they put a dent in the scene with that first album. I have Biggie over Tupac, but they're both legends. Biggie was real lyrical and creative. I mean, Biggie was no doubt talented with the pen, man. He was witty, he was funny, but like you like feel Tupac like he like man he's different, man. He know how to tell. And people, when you break down his lyrics, I've seen like elderly white women like crying listening to Tupac. Like people that ain't even fans of rap be like, man, this guy is different. And Biggie. Biggie was just like he was lyrical, but you don't really feel Biggie like Tupac. It's like Tupac poured his soul into the song, you know? And he seemed like a fearless guy, you know. I don't care about all these dudes like Drez from Black Sheep that want to come out years after Pac has passed away and try to badmouth him. Like, y'all wasn't saying that when he was alive. Tupac even said in the song, like, they talk about me when I'm gone because they fear me in the physical form. So he even knew back then what was going to happen. They both had the biggest hip hop war to ever exist. Absolutely. It's a shame that it ended the way it did too. Did I mention Scott's invented rap? Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, yeah. Didn't you invent it, Bon Scott? Didn't you invent rap, man? You had the pen out, use rhyming. Y'all funny. I don't know how I got started. I just started randomly talking about Kendrick Lamar and went off on a tangent. I don't even like his name, Kendrick Lamar. Like, well, it's not. You're just using your regular name. Like, what? My rap name is Albert Jackson. Like, come on, man. But there's a lot of politics behind some of these artists that are promoted and some that aren't. You know, whole another topic. Rap is kind of like verbal boxing, though. J. Cole is the GOAT for me. J. Cole got skills, man. He's one of the guys that, you know, of course, all these guys say stuff where I feel they go too far. Like lyricists tend to go too far with shock value. So J. Cole does it sometimes, but J. Cole got actual talent. I like his delivery. I like his wordplay most of the time. And yeah, I would take J. Cole any day over Kendrick, like lyrically and deliberately. I said deliberately. Delivery? Yeah. Kendrick Duckworth. Say Kendrick Duckworth. I was even listening to a Kendrick song the other day. It sounded like his whoever did the mix in the studio. It sounded like his voice was too loud for the music. It's like his voice was overpowering the beat. I was like, who did this? I don't think Dr. Dre had nothing to do with that because Dr. Dre's like a perfectionist. If he would have heard that, he would have adjusted them levels. That's his real name, Kendrick Duckworth. Kendrick. I just don't get it. Just don't get it. Kendrick Lamar's gonna. Oh yeah, he is in the Super Bowl again. I didn't even like his performance in the one before. He's marching along. It's like everybody else was on point. He comes out trying to walk like a robot. I'm like, get him off the stage. Yeah, Kendrick. Like Ed Lover's about the only dude I heard call out Kendrick saying none of them diss songs was none of them was slapping. I'm paraphrasing. If he plays not like us, I'm gonna be on full crash out mode. I, that song is annoying, man. It's annoying. It's one of them songs. I'm like, can you imagine somebody locking you in a room and playing that song for like a full month straight, back to back, no breaks? Just they not like a I'm like, oh no, we're not doing this. Nobody beats Prince's performance at a Super Bowl. Prince performed that? I don't even remember that. I remember Michael Jackson, but Prince, I don't remember Prince. Prince. I have to go back and check that out. My buddy, shout out to Ben Jimerson. He's been working on a documentary for a while now about Prince. You know, he's doing a lot of behind the scenes investigations and stuff. So it's taking a while to put it out. But shout out to Benjamin Jimerson. We go back to the early '90s. He was friends with her and and Vanity. I think her name was really Denise Richards. But shout out to, like I said, my dude Benjamin Jimerson. It was in 2007. Man, I do not remember that. I have to check that out. I never was a Prince guy though. I like Michael Jackson. I never could get into Prince. He just seemed weird to me. And all his songs, like all them dudes, like Morris Day and the Time, they all had like a certain that Minnesota sound, a Minneapolis sound. I wasn't feeling it. A lot of people like his music. He was talented, you know. He could play all them instruments. Talented guy. I just wasn't feeling it. MJ is probably yeah. Michael Jackson, man. That dude is like he was almost born to perform. Man, Michael Jackson was. When they talk about Elvis was the greatest entertainer, nah. Michael Jackson, MJ. Neither was I at the time. I appreciate his stuff more now. Amazing how many songs he wrote for other people. When you can write songs for other people, you're really talented because you got to almost get into their how they think, and you got to write it for them. So yeah, I remember writing for a girl once that was going to the studio to rap. Herbie Lovebug used to write some of Salt and Pepper stuff. MJ was and is still the definition of man. Michael Jackson. If you go back and even watch him as a child, man, that dude was just. I think Barry Gordy even told Smokey Robinson that Michael Jackson did his song better than he did it, and that's when Mike was a little kid. Mike Jack, Michael Jackson. Time for some action. Sean Combs. I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. I'll just say this Dusty Vision TV and Alonzo NWA Stories with Alonzo Williams interviewed Jaguar Wright not too long ago. Yeah. I heard a great story about MJ. Eminem made a diss track about him, but MJ ignored it for years, then bought all Eminem's back catalog, forcing Eminem royalties to go to him instead of Eminem. I read that too, but then I read that wasn't a true story. And the reason I don't believe Michael Jackson did that because when you look up Eminem's net worth, he's quite well off. Now I know Google gets it wrong all the time about dude's net worth, but I know Eminem definitely ain't hurting for money. So I know Michael Jackson didn't like that one image he had of him in his song, so he probably sued him or sent a cease and desist or something. But I don't think he got Eminem's catalog. I know he did that with what's his name from the Beatles, Paul McCartney, but I don't think he really did that. Yeah, he did the same to the Beatles. Yeah, and that caused a little rift between him and Paul McCartney. Yeah, Michael Jackson was a brilliant businessman too, and I hear he produced a lot of hits and not Quincy Jones, but Quincy got credit for it from what I've been told. That happens a lot in rap. Like I heard Daz did a lot of the beats for the Chronic that Dr. Dre got credit for. You know, They kind of put the name out there that they think's gonna sell the album. And if you put Daz did the beat, they'd be like, "Who's Daz at the time?" But you say Dr. Dre did it, like, "Oh, okay, I want to hear it." Fizz says R.I.P. Quincy. Yeah, I was shocked to hear that he was gone, man. Quincy Jones. If he put out a biography, I'd like to read it because he saw a lot of stuff. He seemed like a tough guy too. He seemed like somebody you didn't want to play with. Sony/ATV purchased the publishing company Famous Music for 370 million. Oh, are you serious? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of boxes of top ramen, ain't it? MJ was a majority shareholder in the company. Oh, okay. If it's, he was a majority shareholder, see? Man, I did not know that. Yeah, Michael Jackson, man, he was a deep dude. When you grow up in the music business, you learn the business aspect. If you're smart, you don't just make songs. You want to figure out the point system, how you get your royalties, recouping, all that. That was it. That is how he got Eminem's catalog, man. So he hooked up Marshall Mathers like that, huh? I guess the first M in Eminem is for Michael, huh? Wow. Guess he got the last laugh. Laughing all the way to the bank, huh? Sammy Thompson, shout out to you, Sammy. Thanks for coming through. Says who you think would have won, a prime Mike Tyson or Ali at his best? Both are at their very best. I got Ali. I think it would be kind of like Ali versus Frazier, maybe, but a prime Ali, I think would his boxing skill would frustrate Tyson. I do believe. Now Tyson can hurt anybody, no question about that. I just think Tyson kind of had problems with dudes that could box to that level. So yeah, I got Ali. I don't think by knockout or anything. I think by decision. All in my opinion would be too slick, and Mike Ali. I said all. Ali, in my opinion, would be too slick, and Mike would be like the bull chasing a red flag. Yeah, that's how I see it. That's the same way I see it. Mike would get frustrated, and Ali just knew a prime Ali just knew how to just make you look slow and awkward. Hit you with a combo so fast, you'd be like, "What just happened?" I see three of them out there. Hit the one in the middle. Tyson was a one-hit quitter. He had he had KO power, but Ali was fast as a fly. Yeah, Ali was a blah 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 blah, and then you do the Ali shuffle. Bruce Gas says this is why I hate fantasy fights. Remember, Frazier beat Ali. Yeah, and then they did that Ali versus Rocky Marciano. That was even in the movie Rocky Balboa. They showed that computer fight. Yeah, fantasy fights. Sometimes they can be like, Ali's much slicker than Usyk. Also, yeah, I think Ali's slicker than Usyk. Usyk be a tough fight though. 86, 89, Tyson would have held his own with any heavyweight in history, in my opinion. Hey, I'm not mad at that, Bruce. The way Tyson punches, man, I know Ali would have felt it, that's for sure. I know Ali would have felt it. Usyk would have been easy for Ali. Oh, you feel Usyk would have been easy for Ali? You might be right. You might be right. I think that Usyk's work rate might give Ali a little bit of problems. I think he would ultimately solve the equation, though. But that's just my opinion. Sammy Thompson says Ali would definitely have to keep his distance from Mike because Tyson had crazy KO power. Yeah, I think Tyson still has that power. Jake, I have Prime AJ beating Mike. A Prime AJ beating Mike? Mm, I'm gonna have to get back with you on that one, Fizz. I don't know. I know Mike takes a better punch than AJ. AJ could hurt. They both could hurt each other. It's just Mike takes a better punch. I watched Tyson versus Bruno 1 and 2 the other night. Mike was all over him like a rash. I remember them fights. Absolutely. Mike would try to get you up out of there early. He didn't get paid for overtime. Who knows what would happen in these fantasy matchups? I know, huh? Sorry, dude. Mike would slaughter AJ in 1 round in his prime. Yeah, I was like, Mike was tough, man. AJ would barrage him with combos, and Mike would probably quit or TKO'd. Now, if the AJ that fought Klitschko fought Mike, what you're saying, a prime AJ? Oh, I still don't know, man. I still kind of think Mike would win that. I kind of think Mike would stop him too. Charlene in the building. What's up, Charlene? She says, sorry, late. Hi, everyone. Hi to you, Charlene. Thanks for coming through. Charlene with the gangster lane in the place. Sammy Thompson says, I don't think AJ can handle Mike's power. Yeah, I kind of don't either. I just didn't like how AJ looked in that Dubois fight. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, but he just seemed to fold too easy. And that last knockout punch didn't even look devastating. I mean, I know I wasn't on the end of it, but it just didn't look like something that would have you reeling on the canvas. Prime AJ for me is around 2016. Okay. Okay. Come on, man. Klitschko was a bad actor in a weak era. Yeah, a lot of people thought that Klitschko era was unwatchable. You know, the 1-2 punch and hold. I always thought Vitali was a better fighter than Klitschko. Lennox Lewis thought Vladimir would be the better fighter out of the two, but I think Vitali was more awkward and harder to figure out. He couldn't take much of Mike's punches, but what if he got Mike first? Oh, he could. Yeah, AJ could definitely hurt Mike. He could definitely hurt him. I think AJ does better against fighters his height, though. He seems to have trouble with shorter fighters like the Andy Ruizes, and he seems to have trouble with them dudes sometimes. Sammy Thompson, Mike was also not only KO power, but he was also really fast for a heavyweight, really fast. Mike can make these little bantamweight dudes look slow. He was so fast. Whenever I saw Mike got hurt, he quit straight up. Well, he kind of got hurt in the Razor Ruddock fight, and he didn't really quit that. In that first Razor Ruddock fight, and the second one, he got hurt against Tony Tucker. He got caught with an uppercut, got a little wobble just briefly, but I don't know. Teddy Atlas would probably agree with you though. Vlad was the least talented of the two brothers. Vlad had quitted him until he hooked up with Manny. Yeah, if Vlad hadn't got with Manny, I don't think Vlad would have been held in such high regard. Emmanuel Seward came in there and taught him how to fight and make his career last longer. Bruce Gas says Tyson was a shot fighter before he made 24. Mike's problem was he just didn't have no discipline outside the ring, man. The drugs and all that took a toll. The drinking, the womanizing. It's hard to have discipline in the ring when you're not having it outside the ring. Vitaly would have beat Vlad. I agree. Vitaly was awkward, man. Awkward. Someone just posted the post press conference to Lennox Lewis and Vitaly Klitschko. I've been looking for that for years. I was listening to that. I was at the fight, so I was listening to it in the car on the radio, and I've been trying to find it. Someone finally posted it. It was funny. Chris Bird and Lennox Lewis were going at it. Chris Bird was trying to talk trash. Emmanuel was like, "We're not interested in fighting a bird." Mike was a machine, especially before Customato. Yeah, before Customato passed away. Yeah, yeah, man. Yep. After Cuss passed, Mike did lose focus. He got undisciplined. If Customato knew Mike was doing all them drugs and drinking, he'd have been like, Mike, now you know better than that. Lewis is still the best of those three. Absolutely. I say Lennox Lewis is the best heavyweight of all time as far as his inside the ring stuff. Ali overall, because all the stuff he had to go through. But I think if Lennox Lewis fought Ali, I think Lennox Lewis would have won that. No disrespect. Ali was the one that got Lennox Lewis interested in boxing, though. I think he and Riddick Bowe, Ali was their favorite fighters. Riddick Bowe's another guy that could have been a lot better than what he was due to lack of discipline. He did a lot of eating, put a bedroom in his kitchen. I said a bedroom in his kitchen. Put a kitchen in his bedroom, I should say. I guess you could say it either way, actually. George Foreman stated after Lewis beat Tyson that he had cemented his legacy as the GOAT. I like to say the boat, the best of all time. Foreman would know he fought them all. Yeah, Foreman said he didn't even want no parts of Lennox Lewis. Yeah. I just caught the Foreman movie the other day when they put the actor's body over the real George Foreman when he fought Holyfield. I'd never seen anything like that. That was interesting. The movie was okay. I didn't really think the guy that got to play Foreman really looked like him, but guess that's the best they could do at the time. It was an interesting movie though, held my attention. If Lewis didn't retire and came back and knocked Vitali out, I would probably consider putting him as the GOAT. Oh yeah. Yeah, they wanted a rematch, but Lewis felt his heart wasn't in it and he didn't want to go in there less than 100%, which is kind of smart. Foreman also said he didn't want any part of Mike Tyson. I think Foreman, the older Foreman, would have beat Mike Tyson. Younger Foreman, I don't know, but the older Foreman, I think you. Mike Tyson even said that Foreman hit harder than him. He said, "I'm just faster than George Foreman," but he said Foreman hit harder than him. Ha ha ha! Did Will Smith look like Ali with those big wing nut ears? I didn't really like that movie, Ali. I thought Will it seemed like he was doing an impersonation of Ali rather than actually trying to play the character. It sounded like a guy trying to do a bad imitation. And it was throwing me off from the movie. It's like I'm paying more attention to his bad accent. Like he was like singing his last word, like trying to I didn't really like it. They got him to kind of look like Ali, but I just didn't I wasn't feeling it. A younger Holmes would have beaten Mike in his prime. Nah, I think Mike would have beat Holmes even then. I just think I don't know, man. Larry Holmes was great. I just think Mike, because Tim Witherspoon put it on Larry Holmes, and they gave it to Larry, but I think Mike would have knocked out Holmes even then. I think Mike would be too fast for Foreman. His speed would cause Foreman problems, no doubt. no doubt. He was the Fresh Prince doing an impression badly of Ali. Yeah, it was bad, man. I was like, it was just throwing me off. I was like I was losing track of the story listening to that bad what imitation or whatever you wanted to call it. It just did not work for me. I really hate we can't see these fantasy fights. We will never know. I know, huh? Never know, man. Martin Bacoli might be the new foreman. Yeah, he might be the new foreman. Absolutely. Nobody's too anxious to get in the ring with Zhang, Bacoli, or Caballero, or maybe even Daniel Dubois right now. You know? So when you got a chin and you can punch, people will not be calling your phone unless they have to, and they will not be lining up to fight you because nobody wants to get their head flown on worldwide TV or streaming now. Wait till they start cloning humans. We might get those fighters in fantasy matchups. I don't think they can ever clone humans because you can't clone a spirit. Maybe animals, of course, but a human, you can't clone a spirit. So, and you know, the spirit is real because if you look at video games, no matter how realistic the humans look, you can always tell something's missing. You know what's missing? There's no spirit in them. The spirit is what brings the flesh to life. So yeah, no soul, man. They have no soul. So it's like they look realistic, but you could tell nobody's home inside. Why? No spirit, no soul. Ikramudin Zwani says, well said. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Well said. Hey, I appreciate you coming through. Much respect. Ikramudin Zwani, Zwane or Zwani. Like I said, hope I'm not uh, mispronouncing your name. Appreciate you coming through. Bacoli is a beast of a man and will give many of the top fighters a bad day. I don't even know how eager Jared Anderson is to get back in there and get some get back. Just thinking I might end up on my back. Like I don't know if AJ's actually too eager to get back in there with Dubois either. We saw that video recently where AJ was talking about he didn't really feel like training one day and just ain't got it in him, but then he did it and he's talking about building and building and building. So AJ rematching Dubois is a lot harder than AJ rematching an overweight Andy Ruiz. Dubois is a different animal than Andy Ruiz. Jared Anderson saying he only wants to be in the business for 3 more years was a red flag to me. When I heard that too, I was like, what is this dude doing? You don't play around with boxing, especially in the heavyweight division. I didn't like that either. Jared has to develop that warrior mindset or he could get himself seriously hurt as he almost did against Bacoli. AJ called Dubois. But won't get back in there with him. I think too, AJ's people around him, like Eddie Hearn, I don't think they want that fight now. I think they're trying to hold out to see if Fury can get past Usyk so they can get that fight and then probably call it a day. You know, I think I think AJ probably will have maybe 3 more fights and then he might just sell off in the sunset. I hope he stays around. I enjoy watching AJ, but boxing fans, you lose a couple fights and you're instantly trash, which is ridiculous because they don't do that in the UFC or the MMA. or the UFC and MMA. Eddie and the rest of AJ's team were filling his head with how great he was, in my honest opinion. Yeah, so he might have been reading his own press clippings. Sorry if mentioned already. What are the general thoughts on Chisora versus Wale? I got, mm, I got Wale. I think he'll outbox him. Derek Chisora just ain't busy enough for me. He can hurt you when he hits you, but it seems like it's too sporadic for Wale. Now, if Wale was damaged so much psychologically and physically by AJ, then Chisora has a chance. But I think Wale would probably bounce back from that 4 round stoppage against Anthony Joshua. But now knowing it talked about that, Charlene, I'm glad you mentioned that because I heard some talks about that fight. Do you think AJ is Hall of Fame worthy? Yeah, only because, well, mainly because he had a good resume and he brought heavyweight boxing back. So I think for that reason alone, the way he packed arenas, fought the top MMA guy, and knocked him out in 2 rounds, I think you got to put him in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he has way more wins and losses, so you got to put him in there. Just what he did for boxing and the amount of money he's brought in, the attention he's brought to the sport. I mean, ladies love him. So when the ladies love you, you're probably getting in the Hall of Fame. But I think I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. I've been on here for a minute and appreciate talking to you. Like I said, if you guys wish to donate to the J Roos Theory, the Cash App is $ J Roos 33. And if you didn't catch it live, catch me on the replay. Bon Scott said most likely it's just a popularity contest anyway. Wow. Bon Scott be dropping knowledge, y'all. You gotta start a channel, Bon. If he beat Dubois and then Usyk or Fury, he would be an all-time great. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Appreciate you. LSR forever. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and be fearless. Yay.